Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Bella TV. I am your host, Madison McHugh, and today I'm joined by the beautiful Melanie. Melanie, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, would you mind telling me a little bit about yourself?
Well, I am based in Perth, Western Australia. So I grew up here. I was born in Chile in South America. My family moved back when I was about 2. So I grew up here and love it. Love the beach. It's a place where I feel like it sparked my adventure side. I love to travel. So that's something that I've done growing up and I'm really passionate about. Been very lucky to travel a lot of places around the world. Um, what else? I love everything creative. I studied fashion design and also love dancing and acting and really anything that's a little bit creative. My brain just loves.
I love that. Where did you go to school?
In Perth. So I went to school here and then went to Curtin University for my fashion degree. So that was 3 years there, which I loved.
Aw. So, what sparked your interest in pursuing a career in this field?
I think it was just because it was something that felt really ingrained in me. I grew up doing creative things. So I started dancing, ballet, contemporary, hip hop, and then did gymnastics growing up as well, and then transitioned into ice skating, which was a lot of fun. My older sister is a dancer as well, so she kind of led that path of creativity in our family. So it felt like something that I could pursue. And then moved into acting classes, and then it just sort of became my bubble in my world, and all of my friends were in the creative world as well, and it just felt like it was right. And one thing led to another, and then booking work, and I've just decided to stay in it and ride that train, see where it takes me.
And you're definitely being successful at it.
Yeah, I hope so.
So, what can you tell me about your role in Itch and how you prepared for this?
Yeah, so Itch is a TV series based on a book by Simon Mayo called Itch, and he's an English writer. So it's an UK story that Australia's adapted to the Australian landscape. We filmed it in Perth, Western Australia, which was beautiful because it's my hometown. So that was really nice. And we have such beautiful scenery. So that was really nice to capture that. So I play the character Jack, and she is Itch's cousin. And she's this really cool chick. She's like a badass. She is very adventurous, and she's just always a yes person. So Itch is her cousin is this quirky, scientific loving boy, and he collects elements, and he's always finding himself in trouble, and Jack is always there to help him. And she does taekwondo, so she's fun because she's there and she's ready for a fight, so she's quite intense, and she's just really fun to play. So preparing for the role, I did a lot of taekwondo classes because it's a very physical role, so that was fun. And otherwise, she was a very similar character to who I am authentically. So I just brought a lot of myself to it, and
Awesome.
just see where that took me. So that was super fun.
Oh, that's awesome. So everyone has been impacted by the pandemic, of course. How have you specifically been impacted, and what do you think the biggest challenge you have faced has been this far?
Yeah. Well, when the pandemic hit, I was based in LA. So it kind of just threw my world upside down, which it did for everyone, of course. I came back to Perth, Western Australia, and it was this weird time because we went through this transition where you weren't sure that there was going to be acting work because of the pandemic. So
Mhm.
it kind of made me take a step back and just be like, okay, if acting didn't exist, what else would I do? Or what else is my passion and whatnot? And who am I without acting, kind of thing. Um, so I think for me, the biggest turn through the pandemic and my struggle would be how I identify without acting, and what I felt I wanted to do if that didn't exist. So I think that was a bit of a challenge, and that was more of a personal challenge. But then acting took off again. People need TV and stories and that little bit of hope through this time. So
Absolutely.
it's really nice that that industry kind of shot back up. And then through that time, Itch Series 2 was filming in Perth. So I was just so lucky that I was based in Australia at that time and I could film that. So I think that was the main sort of issue that I had through that time. But I think it was nice and necessary in that sense because it made me just sort of take a step back and just think, I don't know what else is there, and figuring out all my little things that I could bring and how I can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Find those little tiny skills in quarantine.
Exactly, exactly.
So is there anything else you're working on right now?
No other projects at this point. Lots of auditioning. I'm going back to LA in about 2 weeks, so that's
Oh,
really
that's so
exciting.
exciting.
It's really exciting. So I'll feel like I'm hitting the ground running again.
Mhm.
So for me, just thinking Los Angeles, setting back up there, and taking lots of classes again, and just sort of immersing myself back in that world over there because it's just a different energy and vibe and tempo, and I miss it.
Well, I'm glad that you're going back soon.
Yes, me too.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Where can we find you?
You can find me on Instagram at melwoz. So that's MELWOZ.
Perfect. Thank you so much.